Hello and welcome to the DFS_PhD show for today, the 16th of May. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us. Recently, on these alt bets, I mean, as long as there's going to be news that people are going to misinterpret and they're going to play it the wrong way, we're going to play the alt bets, even though they're long term not that great of bets. If the people are going to project Levert and all these other guys in, and Strus already had 10 expected or potential assists in the previous game. These are just slam dunks. His line should have been 4 point. I mean, line should have been 5.5. I mean, or 6. It was way too low. So whenever I see something like that, I'm pouncing. So yeah, as always, we're sponsored by PredictionStrike. You can use promo code PhD for their best deposit match deal. And yeah, so on to today's slate. Okay, so Mike Conley's injury has changed from an Achilles to a calf. Now, I know your Achilles connects to your calf, but they're kind of different injuries. And the fact that we're using a different word for it now subsequently to this, me searching it at like 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. or whatever, we got present at shoot around. Now, those of us who are fans of the show, we know what present at shoot around means, right? These people are people who use their words intentionally. These are reporters. When they say present at shoot around, you can go and look. Mike Conley shoot around. And I bet if you find video, he's not going to look super active. He's on the side. He's talking to dudes on the side. What else are we going to see latest? I bet we're going to see him being present and no more, right? Is here at shoot around. He was also at shoot around before. See, the way people are always qualifying present, and I'm not seeing any pictures. Let me ask. Mike Conley, he was also, is that the same guy from, yeah, let me ask him just to see. Only pictures show him on the side. Anyway, so it's just important at this time of day to drill down on why they are saying present on the floor. So with warm-up jerseys on post shoot around. Okay, I don't care what shirt he's wearing walking around. So anyway, I don't know. I didn't him sitting surprised me last game, but it's not going to surprise me this time because I mean, also, even if he plays, they wouldn't want to put strain on it and shoot around, whatever. Regardless, I'm playing for him to sit. If he plays, then we'll see. I'll update the, core or whatever. You probably don't want to play as much Nickeil Alexander-Walker as I'm going to play. But also, we're going to get the news before lock. There's only one game today. There's no edge. So whichever way it goes. If he's out, you jam Nickeil Alexander-Walker, mostly in flex, mostly Jokic and captain, right? If you're trying to win, just leave a little bit of money on the table, like $400, and go Jokic captain, and then play with all the possible lineups, and that'll get you like 1,200. And I mean, because your only viable captains today are like Jokic, Ant-Man, Jamal, Cat, Gobert, maybe MPJ you throw on the list too, I guess. Aaron Gordon, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Nas. Conley, if he's out, and then I don't want to chase that KCP game. I don't want to imagine. Yeah, I guess 1% chance of a Jaden McDaniels at 3%. Yeah, 1% chance of a KCP game repeat. I don't know. I'm not going to get there just because of the price and because I think you're just sacrificing too much. What about value? Who's the value play? It's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Yeah. So but still, I ran these sims after adjusting, and I still didn't get. I have 20% of my pool is him, but only 5% of what SaberSim's choosing, which is telling me it's hard to overcome the bonus for Jokic. The bonus for Jokic is maybe more than Nickeil Alexander-Walker scores in a game. You know what I mean? So he's like adding another Nickeil Alexander-Walker part of that same person. Um, oh yeah, let me tell you the other rules because I obviously have our regular rules active. And I think there's only one for this team at this point, which is 2 out of 3 of the Minnesota bigs, which is Nas and Gobert and Cat. They get in foul trouble. They don't. Everybody else is just a shooter. They're limited by their shooting ability. MPJ, yeah, I mean, he's been getting a little bit more minutes than usual, so that's why I boosted his minutes. Basically, all the good players, I boosted their minutes just slightly because I think they're going to get extended. And I'm not worried about Michael Porter Jr. Playing too much defense, getting in early foul trouble. Oh, I've just jinxed it. But yeah, these showdown slates, there's not much to say. It's not a game one. You've seen how the games have gone. You know what the leverages are. I still think Peyton Watson is in play, but at 20%, I'm just gonna let you guys play him. You know what? I'll click on him just because he's a min price option. What are other min price options that are unowned that you might want to go to? Didn't Jordan McLaughlin get in the game? Thought he got in the game. Let's check. Because I definitely wanted it to be someone else. Oh yeah, right. Because these guys are still projecting. Right, Monte Morris should be projected for minutes. Is that no? That's the yeah. Monte Morris should also get minutes. All right, so we got to look back. I didn't do enough popcorn machine. Didn't do enough pop. I was slacking. I was like, oh, I remember everything that happened. I watched every game. Yeah, you've fallen asleep during every game. You gotta double check the actual rotations. Monte Morris, yeah, 12 minutes. You got to have Monte Morris in the rotation today. Um, but who did I want to put in there who didn't get in? Because that guy needs to leave. Jordan McLaughlin did not get in the rotation. A little surprised by that. Huh. Okay. Well, Monty Morris it is for that low price punt option. Yeah. I mean, I guess they want to play Ant-Man as much as they can. That's why you won't see Jordan. And Monty Morris is a better shooter. So I think, yeah, I would definitely get to a fair little bit of this Monty Morris smidge I've talked myself into. I think he'll be what, 1% owned, and I think I'll take 20. Because like I expect that, the field's gonna miss this play. That's what so like all year long, starting with who is it, Calvin and Hobo or whatever, won a bunch of money. I forget, it was a nice hit on the backup to the backup. So when the starter goes out, it was Capella. When Capella was out, everybody played the backup, the initial backup Okongwu, right? But the real guy who gets the biggest boost is the guy who goes from no playing time at all to some playing time. That's an infinite amount of boost. And so the guy who won in the GPP that day was Bruno Fernando. And we have that lesson here as well. Because when Mike Conley's out, I agree. I just told you I let off the whole show. You start off with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but you do not forget the thing that I forgot the whole show up until I was about to sign off. And then I was like, wait, where's the backups? You don't forget the backup who goes from nothing to something. That's the biggest possible change. It's the biggest possible change, and it's the second thing you think of. So it's going to be under-owned, high leverage, right? People get one, two. Once we get the news that he's out, people are going to be like, great, slam Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Nobody's going to be like, oh yeah, and also make sure to have a smidge of his backup, right? That's a follow-up thought that's more advanced. So anyway, make sure you have that follow-up thought. Make sure you have your 25% Monte Morris because the dude's going to take shots. He's not in there to be a cute face, right? Like he's in there to hit the take shots. Let's look. Box score. I mean, and also lead the offense. So give assists. 6 shots. He's a driver, so 1-3, but six, 5 layups. 5 layups. Yeah, I'll take that every day of the week. At this price, having 6 points plus an additional 4 points is a lot of points for a guy. 10 points at min price. And so what is that? 10, yeah, I gotta project him for 10 points. I'm not even doing that in this current draft, right? I was doing it less than that. 12. Okay. So yeah, 10 points is what he got last game. Yeah, let's just do 10 points then. Not get over the like a wild on our Monte Morris. But anyway, so I think you go Monte Morris over Peyton Watson. Let's look at the Peyton Watson minutes in last game. I would play him, and they did play him for a smidge, and I was like, wow, Peyton Watson minutes. I think I even put it in the chat. He got 9 seconds the whole game. So I'm not as excited about my Peyton Watson minutes. I'm going to go fully, instead of 20% Peyton Watson, if that's a thing, I'm going to go to unowned Monte Morris, which, I mean, he won't be that on it. Let's say, so once we get the news pre-lock, what, 7.5% at least of you guys will cling to it. But I'm going to get to at least 3x the field on that. And he's not going to be the best value, though. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is still the actual best value. Nas is an even better value than him. So yeah, you're not going to get to him in the captain. But anyway, so that's what I got for the showdown. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be